work to get done in preparation for all the parts we got coming in. If you missed the last episode, I got a roller cam kit coming in, windshield coming in, gaskets, pumps, this, that, all kinds of stuff. We're gonna do a mad thrash on this car to try to get it done. Oh my gosh. I really gotta get aluminum heads. Okay, well, it's super wet, just pressure washed it. So now I'm gonna blow dry it off and hit with a little brake clean, hit with a little WD-40, and we'll start getting to work. Well, went ahead, took a little carb clean, gave her a nice little spritz all over, cleaned up all my mating surfaces. Listen, if you're gonna hand lap, one, be prepared to be bored because it takes a while. All you need, really, let me see if that'll be perfect. These three guys right here. You're gonna want a Sharpie, permanent marker of some sort, your lapping compound, and your tool. What you're gonna do is after you lap, you're gonna clean it up, you're gonna take your permanent marker, and then I like to just draw some lines going down, and then I will put my valve back in and give it a quick little spin, pop the valve out, and basically you just wanna make sure that the part that comes off of the permanent marker is right there where you want it to be. If you've never done it before, it's really hard to mess up hand lapping because you would have to sit here for a very, very long time and really overdo it. So, okay, enough about that. Let me get this first valve cleaned up, ready to go. And, ooh, that's a lot of carbon buildup. And we'll get going. Get it in there. All right. I'm not saying this is the way to do it or that you should do it this way. But what I will tell you is that I've literally seen people take the valve, put the valve in with some grinding compound, and then put a drill, like my Milwaukee drill, up on the bottom side of it, spin it tight, and then and lap it that way in about 30 seconds. That is just a quick, fast, and dirty method. But it works. All right, so that looks really good. This is a time-consuming process, very time-consuming. You can already tell where it is. Let me get you in here. See that? It's really not where we want it to be at all. So I got a bit more to go, right? Let me do this one more time, and I'll cut you back on. You can kind of see for yourself how good it looks compared to how it started. Let me see how she looks. Again, this is just how I like to do it, guys. No peeking. All right. I can see my wear. I might not pick up so well, but we're pretty well centered. Pretty well centered. I will take it. That is much better than what it was. Excellent. Okay. So like I said, that's one down. All right. Kind of goes without saying too, last but not least, when you lap your valve, right? Whether it's intake, exhaust, intake, whatever, right? Make sure that you keep it on that cylinder, right? So don't mess up and, lap number 1 and then mess around and put it on number 7 or 3 or 5. It'll run, it'll run. And then it might very well be okay. But it also might not. Don't do that. That's something I would do. Lap this one and then put it over here like a dumbass. Don't do that. Keep it where it needs to be. All right, well, there's one. As you can imagine, it's gonna be that exciting to do all of them. So I'm gonna turn the fan on, go get me a cold drink, and pretend I'm doing literally anything else. Let's get this head pulled, and then we'll go ahead and go over to the workbench and break it down and lap it and go from there. All right, so I took a combination of, listen, I don't know if I should be lifting it like that, but I did. I had to do that and put a jack up underneath there to get it to pop out free. Now, as you can see, I'm a little bit cockeyed from there, so I'm gonna have to deal with that, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I'll pop this head off and get back to work on it. Woo, man alive. There's nothing fun about doing valves head work at all, but check it. Bam, bam, completely done. They are all here, just so you can see. Since some people on the interwebs got to see everything, you see my lines? They've all been lapped. Every single one. Mint. Oh, like my daughter says, chef's kiss. Okay, so that's done. I'm so happy that's done. All I have left to do is a couple things up here. Cam's ready to come out. With that being said, I'm gonna call it a day. It's currently like 6:30, I think. What time is it? Yeah, 6:27. I've been at this since 8:30 this morning. So 10 hours. I'll take it. All right, it is the next day. I got some parts coming in, but none of them are the cam or the lifters or anything that I need. So gonna go ahead and get the timing chain cover off, get the cam out, get all that nonsense taken care of. And then we'll go ahead and look at these heads and see what we can do about doing a little porting. All right, I'll get you in here. You can see number one is that top dead center. Not quite zero deck, but it's close enough. But here you can see, if it'll focus, kind of see your dot, right? Oh, there we go. Well, this is as far as I can go with the engine teardown, and it's a little bit difficult to see, but you can see that heavy discoloration right there, all the way around, and then you compare that to the others that aren't that far down. Just absolutely wild. Wild that happened. Well, shoot. I'm actually running into a little bit of a snag here. All my carbide bits are missing. I've looked all through my toolbox, and well, first I had them up here, but then oh, no, I didn't. Got them. Okay, back in business. Went ahead and did a little bit more. It's a lot closer. This is all I'm gonna do. It looks really good up in here. I got it smoothed out really nicely. So it's all kind of cut back, smooth, widened up for the gasket. So kind of more of a gasket match, but I did get up inside best I could. I like to use my drill because it's faster. If these were aluminum heads, I wouldn't use a drill, right? I would use a much better tool where you can adjust the speed. I got one, it's in the house. But anyways, really happy with this. Everything is now gasket matched, and up inside I poured it out best that I could, smoothed everything up. So nice smooth runners on both sides, on this side, and you can kind of tell, well, you could really tell there, can't you? All the way through. So really happy with it. Got one more to go. All right, let's catch you up. So went ahead and there's the old pump. Got everything switched over to the new pump, so it's ready to go. Gasket came in for the windshield, so I went ahead and just set that in. For the front glass, you put gasket in first, and then you feed the glass into the gasket. For the back glass, which I need to clean up. I might just do that right now. For the back, you put the gasket around the glass, and then you rope it in. Might have to remove my package tray now that I think about it when I put this glass in. Try to give myself a little bit of room. Anyways, don't want this to get too long. So yeah, kind of at a standstill. The other head is done. So I guess I'll clean up the back glass. Nothing else to do. All right, glass cleaned up pretty decently. Unfortunately, all I got out here is some shop rags, so there's still lint and stuff on it, but I'll get some paper towels. Makes me happy. They had a lot of butyl and stuff on here, and I was able to get it all off, so yeah, it's really, there's a lot of lint. But anyways, we're gonna be able to reuse it. That saves me a couple $100, so I'll take it. I'm gonna give you all a free lesson real quick. Listen, so this is the trans lever that was on that trans, right? And I had originally tried modifying it because it wasn't working. And this is the one off my first transmission that I had set aside. And it's when I looked at it that I had it set aside, I thought, wait a second. What happened is that, and I should have filmed it, but I got too excited. This shift lever, in order to get the right throw, the geometry changes and it's a lot shorter. All I had to do was remember that I took that off my first transmission and put it on, and I wouldn't have had these issues. So, on the bright side, downside is that I spent $80 on a new shift cable that I didn't need to. But on the bright side, shift cable, which is right over there, there's nothing wrong with it. So now I have a spare. I'll take that. Maybe this is, I don't want to say it, but I'm going to. Maybe this is the turning of the tides for Bad Luck Brian. Well, shifts. I just ran through all the gears, first through park through first. Everything is perfectly fine. So now once I get the engine built back up, one less thing to worry about. All right, so it's the next day. And today, what I'm gonna do is at a minimum, we're gonna get all this out, and I'm gonna get the big section made and welded in. Tried not to make a mess, but you know, what can you do? Fuel cell is out. Anyways, I gotta run up to the store. Man, I thought I had more cutoff wheels, but that's the only one I have. All right, not the most high-tech way of doing things, but hey, I do need to remember to not have so much of a gap on that line. But I went ahead and got everything kind of cut and folded and taped, and this is what I'm left with. So let's transfer this to the hood, cut it out, and see what we can make happen. All right, so went ahead, did a little bit of trimming to get this to fit real nice. And then I went up underneath the car, marked my lines where I needed to mark. I needed to cut through here for my frame rails, and then this whole top section. Here's the thing. This is why going with a cheap hood is so awesome. All of this support that's up underneath here is just held on with like a gasketing type compound. I mean, here you go, right? It is so simple to peel off. It is unreal. And if you need a sheet of metal this big, you know, yeah, you can order it. Or you can just go on the marketplace and find you a cheap hood. That's what I like to do. All right, anyways, let's get this in the car. Well, I was gonna drill some holes to plug weld it, but I mean, if you look at this overlap is pretty decent. So I'm just gonna weld it that way. It'll be all right. Yeah. Plus it'll make it easy if I want to kind of change this up a bit. But this will definitely hold our fuel cell. Bit of a gap over here. I'll have to cut a strip and weld it in. This side is pretty decent. That one's a bit wide, but we'll just let her eat. So let me go ahead and get this Zeused in real quick. We'll have to make a little provision for our fuel cell for the sump and everything, but that's super easy. She ain't the prettiest, but it's welded all up in here. It probably needs a bit more. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, my back is killing me. So they're pretty dirty because it's flux core, but it's in there. I went ahead and cut my hole for my sump for my fuel cell, drilled my holes. So let's clean this up and get the fuel cell in, and you know, I think that's gonna be about it for today. My back is, it's getting to me. Woo, talk about a lot of work. My fan is on, so if you hear it, sorry about that. Got everything plumbed back up, bolted down. Only had 3 bolts that were long enough. Unfortunately, this back corner right here, where the hole drilled through, is where the reinforcement is, up underneath what used to be the hood. So that's got to get a longer bolt, but hey, 3 out of 4 ain't bad. Here's the deal. This is not going anywhere. I literally reached down and was lifting the car up. So I will take that. That is much safer than what I had. And once I get sound deadening and everything else, and some carpet, you won't even know. You won't know. I will use as much of this left over as I can for the sides here, but I'm probably going to have to pick up a couple small pieces to really fill it in. But hey, this is enough to let us drive on, you know what I mean? So I will take it. All right, as you can tell, I'm just doing everything I can in preparation for the cam and everything coming in. So, you know, this is a full day of work just doing this, but what can you do? Anyways, if you haven't already, please do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, tickle it a little bit, you know what I mean? Share it with your buddies. But hey, it's been a good weekend. I got a lot of work done. Y'all, thanks for watching. Like usual, have a good week. I'll see you next time.